why leadership teams work on the business but not on their own team. If there was one thing that separates okay leadership teams from great ones, it's the decision to turn at least part of their attention onto how well they perform together as a team. But that's actually relatively rare. Research by McKinsey found that only about 1 in 5 senior executives believes their leadership team is truly high performing, and that most teams spend their time running the business rather than improving how they work together.
So why do leadership teams focus on the business and not on their own team?
Leadership teams are under huge pressure to run the organization, so the team itself almost never appears on the agenda. They know how to respond under operational pressure, day after day, week after week, deadline after deadline, and they become comfortable with those external problems that crop up from time to time. Changes in the marketplace, new technology, different regulations to deal with. They know how to do this stuff. And then over time, of course, their leadership identity, who they are as a team, becomes tied to that sense of fixing and running the business. And the team itself, looking at the team, as a collection of people, feels like a much more personal, intimate thing to do.
Why is it uncomfortable for senior leadership teams to examine how they work together?
And a lot of this is to do with the peer relationships that can be at stake if you start examining things closely. If you started to be honest about what it might be that's holding your team back from being at its best. As a team leader, and people look to the team leader naturally for direction, but there's also a hierarchy of authority, of expertise, of length of service, of influence, and people, of course, are very sensitive to those hierarchies. And then there's reputations and egos. We want to be seen well, and how we function as a team sometimes puts those reputations and egos at risk.
But what does become possible when a leadership team turns its attention onto itself?
The possibilities, apart from the kind of performance aspect for the organization as a whole, becomes possible to start having honest conversations. It becomes possible to start making better decisions that don't unravel afterwards, that are faster and sharper and take in a wider range of views. It becomes possible to have much stronger trust of each other, and it becomes possible for the rest of the organization to see that they've got a very clear, very well aligned collective leadership with big impacts on performance and satisfaction. I'm Nick Robinson, and I help senior leadership teams perform at their best with my program, The Shift. Follow me here for more insights or get in touch to find out how.